Hi, I'm Mike Johnson, Vice President of Sales for VSA America. I'm here today along with Antonio Cuco, who is our product specialist for Viet sanding machines. Today we would like to do an overview of our Opera 5 knife planer sander. This machine is configured with 3 working units and is designed to do heavy calibration of glued up panels where we're needing to remove over 3 millimeters of material or greater than 1/8 of an inch of material and finish sand at 180 in a single pass. Okay, so as we mentioned, the machine that we're going to demonstrate today is a 3-unit knife planer sander. The machine is configured with a knife planer unit in Station 1, a hard calibrating drum in Station 2, and a combination unit in Station 3 outfitted with a soft drum unit and a pad or platen unit in the same working station. A couple of key features on the machine that we want to point out. The first being a pneumatic sectional pressing shoe before the knife planer unit. The reason we have the sectional shoe is to maintain even pressure across the panel, and we do that by putting an independent pneumatic cylinder on each section, and each section is 50 millimeters or 2 inches in width going across the machine. The other features that you'll notice as we start running parts are pressing shoes after the first unit and before the second unit, and this is also to help maintain and control the part so that we see no sniping or dipping on the leading or trailing edge of the panel. So the Opera 5 knife planer machine is outfitted with an icon-driven touchscreen control. From the control panel, it's very easy to turn on and off each working unit for the desired application. As you see, as you touch the motors, it goes from black and white to color, color meaning on, and you can lift and lower each unit independently from the front control to again address the desired application that you're going for. From here, you can also set the speed of the conveyor, and then you can save this recipe as a program and save as many programs as you want, so the operator now can quickly go from running one application to another, whether it be knife planer unit to just straight sanding. So today we're going to be demonstrating a part that we find very familiar in a lot of shops across North America, glued up panels. As you can see, this panel is a basic panel that you would find in many shops, where after the gluing process you have a lot of glue squeeze out on top of the panel, as well as different thicknesses of the wood pieces that are glued together. So here we can simply activate the machine. We measure the rough thickness of the panel itself. Then we decide how much material we want to remove. Let's say we want to remove 3 millimeters or 1/8 of an inch. So he goes to the thickness that he wants to finish at and then loads the part into the machine. So as the part passes through the machine, the knife planer will be removing the majority of the stock from the part. Then we pass through the drum unit and the combination unit, again holding the part down with pressing shoes between each unit to ensure that we get a proper finish with no sniping on the panel. So now this part has been completely processed from a rough glued up panel to a 180 grit sanded finish and is ready to go to assembly or to the sanding department. Okay, so the next application we're going to show is for sanding. These are for component parts, whether they be solid wood, even some veneer parts possibly, where they don't require the knife planer unit and you only want to do sanding. That can be simply done by removing the knife planer unit from the control panel into the up or off position. Then we're marking up the panel with pencils so that you can see that we're actually removing the pencil, and we're using only the 2 sanding units, sanding at 120 grit on the first unit, 180 grit on the second unit. He then measured the panel for thickness and then loads the panel. So here we can see the finished part coming out with all the pencil removed, and in this case a finished grit of 180 grit. So as you can see from the demonstration we ran, we were able to activate on and off the working units from the control panel. This is done through our dead shaft system with a pneumatic cylinder to lift and lower the working unit in and out of line. We can do that both on the planer unit, the drum on the combi, and also on the platen unit. All Viet sanding machines are outfitted with an over-thickness device at the end feet of the machine. That's in case of operator error, either mismeasuring the part or entering the wrong thickness into the control, so that you don't damage the machine as those parts come in. There, on the knife planer unit, Viet is the only one that actually offers two over-thickness devices. One prior to the first unit, which is activated if the knife planer is down, but it allows us to remove 4 to 5 millimeters of material. But if the knife planer is deactivated and we're only running as a sanding machine, then the second over-thickness device is activated, and it's set up to the thickness depending on the abrasive grit that we're running. Viet has engineered the design of the knife planer unit for fast extraction. This starts on the motor side of the machine. First, we must release the tension of the drive belt. This is done from a quick release button, and then simply taking the tension off the belt, off the pulley of the unit. From the maintenance side of the machine, we need to now remove the 4 locking bolts that are on the side of the unit. And we will remove all 4 of these bolts before we go to the next step. So now we're removing the 4th and final locking bolt for the unit. Once this has been removed, you simply go to the quick disconnects for the pneumatic air going to the lifting and lowering cylinder, and then the head can simply slide out the side of the machine all the way for ease of maintenance on the knife planer itself. The knife head can be turned by hand to go to each knife, and the turning of the knife or the replacement of the knife can be serviced with the unit still intact. Then obviously once you've maintenance the knife, then you slide the unit back in and reverse the procedure that we just showed. Thank you for allowing us to give you a brief overview of Viet's Opera 5 knife planer sander. If you have any questions or would like further information, please contact your local BSA representative.